But this intuition, being in the zone, is very, very important. And since we're all going to be going out of our minds, oh, you'll still have one. You know? It's sort of like you still have, we still have bodies, you know, we're using those as a vehicle, you know. You'll still have a mind, and you can still add 2 and 2 and that kind of thing. But when it comes down to dealing with changes and the amount of rapid change that's coming, this is the only thing that will work. You will not have time to think it through. You will only have time to take the action. And when you're thinking, when you're using the mind, what's also in there is all the fears, doubts, worry. Okay? Big clue. How do you know it's your intuition and not your mind? Your intuition is always, no matter what the circumstance, and you guys that were in the accidents, remember? When you were engaged in your intuition, there was no fear. There was a calm certainty, a knowing of what to do. There was no time to worry about whether you were doing this right or wrong. It was direct action. Your intuition, no matter what or how dire the circumstances, your intuition will always be calm and knowing. There is something else that I want to do, and I want to do it for the camera. I want to do a formula because everybody desires this one thing. And you look at the basis of all desires. I mean, this has got to be the one that's the strongest. Everybody wants peace of mind, don't they? Peace of mind. Well, that's what, you know, peace of mind's got a lot to do with intuition, doesn't it? Because when you have this, that's usually when this occurs. In fact, in order to have peace of mind, the only time you can possibly have peace of mind is when you are centered. Isn't that true? It's only when you are in this position that you can have peace of mind. Okay? How do you get centered? There's only really one time that you can be centered. That's when you're certain. When you are certain, then you're centered. Okay, where does certainty come from? There's only one source for certainty: the recognition of patterns. The recognition of patterns. Remember the first time that you were trying to learn how to drive? Did you have peace of mind? Were you centered? Were you certain? You didn't recognize the patterns yet, did you? It's what you've been doing your whole lives. In every case. To learn something, you're going to recognize the patterns, to become certain, become centered, and have peace of mind about that subject. Now we have the pattern that we can prove, so you can be certain. Of course, it takes your own. I got mine. I would, for the last 4 years, studied in depth all of this stuff. I have my own certainty about this pattern, centering and peace of mind about it. But it's now available. a pattern of the last 16.4 billion years of everything that's happened. And the fact that the pattern shows things are getting better and better. No matter what it looked like at the time, we are evolving. And the situation is getting better and better and better. That will go forward into our future too, because this ethics is scheduled to overcome power, just like power overcame law. Have you recognized that? So we have ethics coming in now, and during the fourth day, which is 2005, ethics will overcome power. We're just watching the throes of a dying animal right now. It's going to look bad, but there's lots of goodness past it. So, peace of mind comes from being, when you're centered, centeredness comes from certainty, and certainty comes from the recognition of these patterns. So you can look out there and see what's going on and know with certainty that things are getting better. It's going to be very important.